Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, good evening, and welcome to All Stars Esports Overwatch All-Star Brawl number 6. My name is Warren Jugglegod Hammond, and tonight I am joined on the mic by Artigy. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. Love the energy already.
Thank you.
All our players are gathering in the lobby today. Just waiting on a few more people here, but yeah, we are ready to start match number 2 of today in Overwatch All Stars Brawl number 6. Make sure everybody, if you are watching on Twitch right now, to like, follow, maybe even subscribe. I'm not saying give us money, but you could. Just saying. You know,
I am. Give us money.
Throw it out there.
Yeah, we've got an exciting match for you tonight. We have Bay State going up against Kent State, so we've got the state battles coming at you. And I'm really excited because we have pre-show interviews here. This is actually my first time casting for this tournament, so I getting used to all the new things here, and one of them is a pre-match interview, so can't wait to get this started. We have Tyrant Panda coming in, and he is the coach for Kent State. So Tyrant Panda, how are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Like you said, I'm Tyrant Panda, head coach for Kent State Varsity.
Yep. Excellent. Now, how long have you been the head coach for Kent State Varsity? Have you been with them for a little while now?
Oh yeah, so this is my start of my second year as coach, but before that, for I believe 3 years, I was a player on the team as a student.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you transitioned into
Yeah.
are you faculty as well at Kent State? Did you graduate and then decide to join the army of instructors?
Well, not technically in the university. I'm a contracted employee. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That is very cool, very cool. So, did you have a success in your time as a player at Kent State?
Oh yeah, we had the best of days. We had the worst of days. We were one of the earlier university esports programs, from what I understand. So we had pretty good footing, and we were pretty consistently top ranked as it's developed. We're still, we got top 32 last season, and we probably would have been higher, but we opted to play our regional circuit rather than the main TESPA circuit. So, yeah, we're pretty good, I'd say.
Awesome, that's fantastic. Glad to hear it. Well, what can we expect coming out from Kent State tonight? Any compositions that you all tend to favor or like to run with?
Well, so typically speaking, looking at our opponents this evening, they're pretty good. They have a bit more experience under their belt in terms of higher tier meta gameplay, and we knew that coming in. So generally, we look to lean a little bit out of hardline meta. So there'll be some slight variations in some of the typical comps.
Excellent. I love to see variations on the the vanilla rush composition that we always see, things like that. I love it when it gets a little bit interesting and a little bit weird, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Artigy, did you have any questions for Tyrant Panda?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask, since you're mentioning the meta right now, I actually wanted to ask your opinion on it, because it seems to be a very open meta for the most part. There's not whole lot of must-pick heroes that sort of define the composition that you need to play. So I was kind of going to ask you for your opinion about, are there any must-pick heroes that are prominent in the meta right now, and are you planning on playing them or not? Well, actually, you don't have to answer that last part. Keep your secrets.
Okay. We pretty consistently see Brig. We pretty consistently see Tracer. Those are two that are very regular. They're pretty strong and consistent. I would say, as far as my thoughts on the meta, I think that Overwatch is in the best state that it has ever been. I am in love with the fact that it's as open-ended as it is, and it's not so you have to be running this comp or you're just gonna lose. And it's been a blast having the opportunity to coach during this kind of environment for the game.
I imagine it really is.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way, with so many teams deciding to run so many different compositions at so many different levels. But that's. Do you have any other questions, Juggle God?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any players you think we should keep an eye on. Anybody who you think is primed to pop off tonight and make big plays.
Okay, well, I'm gonna throw out our main tank, Wild Thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very strong, very aggressive main tank. And then you could probably also look out for Gold Dust and Woa. Woa is our flex support who also flexes to the hit scan on certain maps and in certain
Oh.
situations and comps. So yeah, keep an eye on
Very
those
cool.
guys. Yeah.
We will be certain to do just that. Well, thank you so much for coming in here for the interview, Tyrant Panda. Before we let you go, any shout-outs that you want to give before the match starts?
I love you, Mom.
we
Gotta
love
throw it in
Mom
there.
too. Yeah, always a solid shout out right there. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you soon, and the rest of your team. Good luck to you tonight.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
You are welcome. All right, RDG, are you ready to get into this thing?
Yes, sir. Well, just about. Still waiting.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like at least on one or two players, but in the meantime, why don't we discuss what we're going to be seeing here? So, if for those of you who don't know the format of what we're going to be doing here, so the first map is going to be played on Lijiang Tower. That is going to be our first starting off initial map, and then after that, we are going to be going into a best of 5 series. For team that gets first to 3 is going to be the winner. Yada yada. The thing that makes this tournament interesting is going to be the map pick ban system, and that
Yes.
essentially after every single map, the winning team, before the losing team gets to pick the next map, the winning team has an opportunity to ban a map in the map pool, and once they ban that map is out of the pool. It cannot be picked for the rest of the series, and now the losing team then gets to pick which map they want to go to next. And the maps do not need to be played in any sort of order whatsoever. So we're going to be started off here on Control. So the only stipulation is that you cannot go to a map that of a map type that has already been played. So after this map number 1, Control, we're not going to be seeing a Control map until map number 3 because it has just been played. So we have a list of maps here that the teams and players can choose from to go into map number 2. And as the series progresses, more and more maps will be banned. And eventually, all the maps will either be picked or banned. And if there's a tie at the end of 5 games, if there's like a draw on one of the maps, then the last map will be decided on Ilios, a predetermined map for map number 6. So pretty interesting format here, and it really makes me excited to see if any of the matches here in the All-Star Brawl actually go into map number 6.
I would love to see it. Yeah, I would love to see it. I've only gotten to cast a 1-6 gamer so far. Still waiting for that elusive 7 gamer unicorn, but that's probably going to be even harder to come by. Looks like we do have all players in the lobby, but one other thing I did want to mention is that this is a double elimination bracket tournament as well.
Yes, sir.
So if a team wins or loses here, they are not out of it yet. That is, unless they've already lost one, which I don't think they have. The season has just started. So if they lose, they will drop down to the losers bracket, and they'll still be able to take a stab at making it into the grand finals at the very end of this thing. But it is a double elimination bracket, so love that kind of setup. That makes for a lot of excellent Overwatch, a lot of excellent gameplay, more for all of us to watch and cast. So
yeah,
can't complain about that. Now,
I'm a hungry person. I just like to stuff myself with Overwatch, just engorge myself, rip open my jaw, and just give it all to me. I actually have contenders running on the background. I'm just keep glancing at it at the corner of my eye. I'm just like,
Oh,
my
nice.
God, mouthful, pop off, man, pop off.
Yeah, one of my teams lost today, so I'm a little bummed, but still love getting to see the contenders coming in. Now, one other little bit of housekeeping that I want to bring up is that the MVP poll is now live. So you can vote for your MVPs, and if you're not aware of how this works, the MVPs will be determined by you, the audience, everybody out there in chat right now. So be sure to vote. And in addition, if you want any information on any of the social media platforms that All-Star Esports is on, just type in chat, !Twitter, !YouTube, Discord, all that good stuff so you can get information, keep up to date on all things Overwatch in this Tier 3 scene. Now, we have started to load into Lijiang Tower, and we are going to be going to Night Market first, RDG.
Yes, sir. Night Market. This is the Pharah, Symmetra. I mean, if we don't see either one of those heroes, I'm gonna kind of rage a little bit inside. Okay, Lord Hades is gonna be kind of teasing that Symmetra off the start, but yeah, both of those heroes are excellent on this portion of the map. And like we said at the beginning, the meta is very wide open. No idea what to expect coming from either of these teams. It could be Rush, it could be Dive, it could be Wrecking Ball Pharah, it could be the Double Shield. But it looks like there's going to be some emphasis on Rush on both sides with with a Winston Rush for blue side here.
Yeah, you know, we've almost got a 6-man dive on the side of Bay State, but it's not quite. Just a little bit of a difference there. Teleport comes onto point very quickly, and already we see that Kent State is set up. Fada gets caught out. Right after that, and that is going to be a fast fight win for Kent State.
Yeah, look at the supports here for Kent, kind of separated from the main pack as well. That was an excellent teleport coming from Hades' Symmetra here. I mean, that's the power of the Symmetra, just being able to get onto point fast, especially if you're a Reinhardt composition. But now, Kent is regrouped. They are going to be able to push it, but look at this aggressive rush coming in.
Yeah, they are certainly moving fast. Bay State is. Gold-Dust gets hacked. And Immortality Field out as well. Shatter committed. And Mekon is going to fall, but there's a counter pick onto Woe. So both teams without one of their supports. Infernal eventually falls as well. Wild Things presumably chases themselves off the map as well. But point still firmly under Kent State's control. But now we see the kills really starting to come in droves for Bay State. And they're going to be able to cap.
Yeah, nice response from Bay State. I mean, both of their tanks got caught in that shatter at the very start of that round. Great initiation, but Wild Thing. But unfortunately, there was just enough sustain to keep most of them alive, and Faded just zapping people away. But now another Symmetra teleport onto the point.
Oh, yeah, the EMP comes in right after that. It catches out 4 members of Kent State. Whoa, gets the amplification matrix out, but these gonna be removed from the fight, as is Lord Hades. This going very well right now for Bay State as they're looking to continue their hold on this point while the picks come in for them.
Man, and that's just the power of the Sombra ultimate. That EMP can win you fights by themselves. And now look at this. Bay State is now going to have a very similar ult bank to what Kent has. I mean, just back off of the back of that one EMP. And now it's going to be interesting to see how they want to approach this points, because they've already approached it from the top here. It looks like they're going to be approaching it from main with the wall coming out.
Yeah, what if we're going to see kind of a sim TP strategy? Yep, that's exactly what we see. Charge comes in now from Wild Thing. There's the self-destruct as well from Infernal. Doesn't catch anybody out. But now the Blizzard catches Faded almost mid-jump as that Primaling Winston. And they're going to be removed from the fight. Another self-destruct comes in, this time from Vortex. They aren't able to find anything either. Using that actually to re-mech right there. But Infernal is removed from the fight by Lord Hades, and once again we've got picks on both sides. This fight really could go either way at the moment, but now, well, on the back of sound barrier from Mekon, there's a big push coming in from Bay State. The coalescence from Abs just doing tremendous work, and that's going to be, despite the point going over to Kent State, another fight win for Bay.
Yeah, it was good that the point went in their favor as well, because now you get at least one more shot at attacking this point. But I mean, just look at the ultimates that Bay has to deal. Well, actually, just the one ultimate, and that's going to be the EMP. Gold-Dust actually switches over to the McCree here in hopes of stopping this EMP, but not enough.
No, that was a 6-man EMP. 3 of them fall instantly, and the rest fall by the wayside with 95% on the clock for Bay State. This is going to be their win on the first round.
Yeah, I liked what I saw coming out from Kent there. When you're playing the rush against this sort of, you know, dive style, it is important to be a good initiator, and some great shatters coming in from Wild Thing as well. But unfortunately, the backline for Kent was just targeted way too much. Woe going down very early often in a lot of those fights. But now here we are in the interior portion of the map here. This is a prime map for more rush, and it's going to be interesting seeing both teams kind of choosing this Junkrat. Such a great hero on this map. So much damage coming in. Yeah,
those Riptires can turn a fight instantaneously from one side to the other. So both teams definitely like to have that potential on their side. Both teams have met now. We've got... Oh my gosh, Gold-Dusted will immediately remove. This is a tremendously fast push from Bay State. They're just picking apart Kent State at the seams.
Yeah, that was probably, you know, Neb or Gold-Dust taking a little bit of damage at the start and then getting fire striked. Nothing really much he can do, especially since both teams are on the Sigma instead of the Diva, so a bit harder to eat those here. But look at this teleport coming in to contest the point before it gets capped.
That was a fantastic move by Kent State. They have completely caught Bay State off guard. But picks coming in once again either way, but now this time it is looking more in favor of Kent State as they're able to remove abs as well. Without that big amount of heals from that Baptiste, it's going to be so hard to maintain any kind of point presence, and that's going to be Kent State taking this point first.
Yeah, the other reason I love seeing the Junkrat, especially when the Ditto, is because of those or not the tires, the mines that he can throw and just bounce everybody all over the place. So everybody's going in like different directions, and then kills are happening all over the place. It's Chaos Overwatch at its finest.
Oh my gosh, and speaking of Chaos Overwatch, we have a massive shatter coming in from Wild Thing. The Immortality Field does have to be committed, though, because Bay State is putting tremendous pressure on, and that is a 5-man Gravitic Flux. I have never seen one that big. Phenomenal work, Bay State, and to you as well, Infernal, making a name for yourself and making a case for yourself for that MVP.
I remember when Sigma was first, like, teased or about to be released, and everybody saw his ultimate and thought to yourself, well, if you catch 5 people, you're automatically going to win that. But yeah, that is one of the best fluxes I've ever seen. Wild Thing pretty far out in front here. Higher coming out as well. Is it going to catch anybody? It is.
Yeah, Icarus goes down. They're not going to have that beat coming online now in this fight. Kent State isn't. Mikan has theirs, but it doesn't look like they're going to need it, as once again these kills are coming hand over fist for Bay State. Ooh, but Gold-Dusted, whoa, they try to turn things around. A couple of exit picks. NEB goes down as well. It's now just a couple of members of Bay State on point, but it looks like they're going to give it up to Kent as they retake control. Oh no, Infernal's coming in for the last moment contest with the Lucio. There's the beat from Mikan as well. Wild Thing removed from the fight, and Bay State is actually able to turn what looked like a lost fight around in their favor.
Yeah, that was a kind of a massive 2v2. The difference in healing, obviously, is what gave Bay State the edge there, with abs being alive as opposed to the Lucio. But now, all right, coming into this window, coming into this beat also to engage, and now Kabe is getting caught out right here.
Oh yeah, the shatter comes in as well, but not really much to be done for that. Kent State now pushing to point, 74% on the clock, so we aren't in last fight territory yet, but we're getting close to it. And Kent State realizes it, and they have pushed Bay State away. Pick onto abs once again. They seem to be having a hard time staying alive during these fights. Kent State doing a really good job of picking them off.
Yes, for sure. I mean, abs, I don't even think he's used his window yet. This might only be his second window, so he is going to use it now to try to catch a little bit of players, but the disengage is there.
Yeah, here comes the Rip Tire as well. Gold-Dust pops it. He's looking, he's searching for a target. Is he going to be able to find anybody? It's still somewhere in the mysterious ether. Not seeming to find any value, unfortunately, for it. And now Bay State's starting to move in, and they pop their own Rip Tear. Here comes the Shatter as well. It catches out Kabe, and it's NEB with a huge pick. 3 down for Kent State, and that is Bay State retaking control at this point, and now it is definitely last fight territory for Kent.
Definitely, they're gonna get a little bit of a chance here to touch, but they really do gotta hurry. Wild Thing switching over to the Wrecking Ball. He just used his Shatter, so it doesn't make that much difference in the long run. Now Symmetra teleport onto point with Wrecking Ball distracting in the background. That is a good Wrecking Ball move right there.
Yes, it was. And the slam comes in as well, picking up a few more members for Vortex to drop down onto the ground. Picks coming in from either side. But right now it is Bay State who has the people on point and the control. And with just one member, just Gold-Dust being able to touch from Kent State, that is going to be Bay State going up 2-0 in Lijiang Tower and taking a 1-0 lead in this matchup.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing coming out from Kent, but unfortunately, Bay State seems to be oh my gosh, this flux is
It's
just.
got to be the
We
five
gotta
man.
watch this. It's the
Yeah, it's
five
got
man
to be.
definitely, and I saw this real time and I gasped because I knew it was gonna be huge. I mean, just look at how many players are low
Jeez.
there. There's no escaping that. You can't escape gravity.
No, you can't. And Infernal living up to their name there, I think, really on fire that entire match. So gotta hand it to that Sigma play. It was just absolutely standout, absolutely stellar, and a great start for Bay State. They have to be feeling good. And Kent State, not too bad either. They made a case for themselves on each one of those rounds. They didn't give it up without a fight. So I think we're in store for a close matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kent, the coach of Kent, expressing a little bit of concern about going up against the Bay. They are sort of. There is some SR difference between the two colleges. I do know that for sure. But I mean, if you're playing against a better opponent. I mean, it's good that you're trying to take initiation. You're trying to catch them off guard with these rush compositions. But now, moving on to map number 2, and we're going to be having to choose another map from
Yeah.
Kent here. Bay is going to get the opportunity to ban a map, and I want to go ahead and take this time to remind everybody that if you liked what you saw out of one of the players and you think, hey, this guy should be the MVP, I want to see him in a interview where we put him on the hot seat. Go ahead. There's the poll down below. Please vote on who you think is on the MVP here.
Yes, exercise your civic duty and responsibility to vote for the MVP of the match tonight. And again, want to plug those socials for All Star Esports as well. For Star Esports, rather. So be sure to follow, be sure to like, subscribe, all those good things. And in fact, if you've enjoyed our casting right here, you can find us as well on Twitter. I believe it's right below us, right on the screen there. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully it is. But if not, somewhere.
You know.
It is somewhere. You'll be able to find it. So be sure to follow us as well. Now, the ban has come in and the map has been selected. We will not be visiting Temple of Anubis at all tonight. And next, we will be headed to the classic King's Row.
El Clasico, as I like to call it. Yeah, this is definitely. I mean, if there's any map to play Rush on, it's gonna be this map. So I would be surprised if we saw anything other than the Reinhardt composition. So it'll be interesting to see if Kent changes anything going into this map. Looking at chat here, and a lot of Infernal love going on here so far.
Oh, is there really? I don't have chat open, so I can't see it. But that's yeah. I mean, after that first map, you're really making a case for yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that one play of the game alone is enough to. I mean, I'm gonna vote right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm a bit. I'll hold back a little bit. The temptation is there.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait to see.
You
Yeah,
gotta wait,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
We need more data.
Yes, we do.
Hard data.
We need numbers. We need facts. We need figures. We need diagrams. But we're not going to supply that, so you're going to have to make that on your own, chat.
Yeah, I mean, we're too lazy. We're not going to do that.
I've just got too much on
what
my
do you think
hands.
it's
I don't
for?
know about you. I gotta observe in the game as well. But King's Row, such a fantastic map, such a classic. You know, this one was made by Aaron Keller, the current head of the Overwatch dev team.
Yeah, I mean, this is that doesn't surprise me. Aaron Keller, beloved figure, and I will say that this is probably, I mean, just the definitive Overwatch map. If
Yeah.
you don't like this map, then you don't deserve anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right here. It's also known as Scrim Row because almost every single scrim that anybody does, there has to be like one player on at least one King's Row.
Yeah, there really does. Also, colloquially referred to as Goat's Row as well. It's got a lot of different nicknames, but that's going back some time. Glad those days are behind us. And we have a double shield coming out from Bay State this time. So a little bit same look from them, but this time Kent State running out with the classic Rush with a Diva. Both teams kind of posturing right now behind the Mondada statue. And Kent State opts to rotate through the hotel towards the back of point. They're going to be able to take a better angle this way and get a little bit closer. Here comes the Mayball, and it isolates a couple of members of Kent State, but they're able to back out appropriately and kite away all that damage. They're going to regain their cooldowns now and start to push back towards point.
Yeah, cooldown watch going on right here. High level tactics, activate 5-head plays, and look at the wall right here.
Oh my gosh.
Gold doing a great job of mitigating such good wall positioning. But now look at this.
Yeah, that was an absolutely massive shatter, followed up by the Gravitic Flux as well. That's going to wipe the slate clean of any Kent State players that were left on the streets of Kings.
All right, so coming into this next match, Wild Thing has significantly more progress towards his shatter than Faded does, so they do have that advantage going to them. Oh, Kabe gets picked right here. That's a great pick-off. So much damage mitigated now, and now they're going to be using that to push in.
Mayball comes out, catches out Faded as well. They're going to go down very low, and Immortality Field committed as well, but it's Wild Thing who takes the trip back to spawn first. But now Bay State really on the aggressive push. As a couple more picks come in for them. Infernal, though, equalizes with a pick onto Vortex. This point hotly contested at the moment. May doing everything she can from Kent State to try and stay alive, but it's just not going to be in the cards this time. And Bay State holds again.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there from Kent. I mean, they rushed towards all the people on the ground as soon as they realized that Kabe is dead, but Infernal's there on the high ground, just no contest whatsoever. And look at this, early Blizzard is going to just decimate Wild Thing.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play, and started off with Kabe using that Dragon Strike as well to kind of zone members of Kent State into the Blizzard that was coming in from Neb. So excellent play there from both of the DPS of Bay State.
Yeah, Kabe was getting a little bit of payback. He's like, how dare you make me the first pick? I will make you the first pick now.
Exactly. Faded almost gets caught out by surprise from Wild Thing. Here comes the sound barrier from Icarus as well. Blizzard committed now from Goldust, and Neb is removed from the fight. Here comes an amplification matrix from Abs. Try and keep everybody up. The shatter lands, and it catches out too. Lord Hades falls. Goldust is not long for this world as well. Just as soon as they get out of their cryo freeze, they're going to be sent back to spawn. And Bay State looks impenetrable here on Kings Row.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Infernal and Abs show if I've ever seen it myself. Both of these players performing amazingly. Infernal just providing this consistent damage that WoW honestly cannot keep up with in terms of healing. And now, if you used almost all of your ultimates in that fight if you're Kent State, and now, well, here's the thing. Bay State also expended all of their ultimates, so now Shatter and Bomb online. This could be time for the classic Shatter Bomb combo that has like never been produced in like the past 2 years because everybody's used to it already, but it could happen.
Oh, here comes the Shatter. No self-destruct there, but already Faded removed from the fight. Dragon Strike layered in from Kabe, but it's both tanks who are down now for Bay State. There's a pick or two. There's a couple picks as well on the Kent State side, but they've already got one tick on the board now, so Bay State has to desperately try and survive here. And if they can't clear these members off, which is much less likely, but Abs says something to say about it, and so does NEB. Here comes Faded back into the fight as well. Overtime is now ticking down for Kent State. Amplification Matrix committed as well. That's going to make it so hard for Woe to try to touch, but they have to try and do something to keep their hopes alive, but that's going to do it, and as overtime ticks down and the charge comes in from Faded, that's going to do it, and Bay State with a dominant full hold on first point.
Yeah, only 56.2% on this hold. And I think the thing that is the significant difference between these two teams right now is just shot calling, in my opinion, because I think if they didn't have an opportunity to win team fights before, they definitely had an opportunity to win that last team fight, but it was just those two players that were left on point, the Lucio and the May from Bay. They couldn't get enough focus fire onto those players in order to kill them, and then when everybody else from Bay comes back from spawn, they just get wiped because there's too many players on board. Abs just kind of kills everybody with his left click. So yeah, I mean, That's definitely something that Kent could be working on right now, but they are on defense now. You running the same composition here, Lord Hades on the McCree. So if you're Kent, you're hoping for some big changes coming in from in terms of Kabe's kind of he's kind of teasing the soldier here. He's teasing the legs.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I think and I think it's time for, like you were saying, somebody on Kent State needs to pop off. I'm looking at Lord Hades, or whoa, Wild Thing as well on that main tank. Let's see some big plays coming in from you on this round. Looks like Kent State is going to opt to hold back a little bit further. They're not going to go for wall isolation here. Mikon and Kabe already on the high ground behind everybody. So they're going to get a lot of different angles. So that's going to make it really hard for Kent State. Immortality Field already committed as well. Bay State having to fall back, though, as Faded has fallen now. So this first push might be very short and over for Bay State.
Yeah, it is short, but now look at this. Kabe has high ground advantage, and he's just going to be pestering them from behind. This is going to be so annoying to deal with. And look at this. Gold Dust goes down.
Ooh, that is not good. And now we see the legs coming back. Kabe on the high ground starting to layer in some damage. There's the Immortality Field. It's already removed from the fight, as is Lord Hades and Wild Thing. There's almost 56% on the board for Bay State already. They just need to get a few more kills, and that's going to do it. Bay State goes up 2-0 with a very convincing performance here.
Run, Kabe, run to the spawn where you can continue to spawn camp them. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a misjudge from Kent there. They kind of, I don't know if it was them ignoring the soldier or the fact that they just didn't see him, as he just kind of ran down mid and was like, okay, I'm going to turn right here, and then I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to get high ground. Yeah. That was a little bit of, I think a little bit of a trolling coming in from Kabe too, as he's just kind of running down main.
Yeah, well, he actually took the flank on the right side from spawn to get there. He took that high ground rotation around the back, so he didn't just run straight through like it was no big deal or anything. He had to take his he had to take his sweet time getting around to that high ground, but it proved to be very, very beneficial for him. And again, wanted to remind you that MVP vote is live. So if anybody caught your eye on King's Row, be sure to cast your vote for them. And now we get to go back to the map ban scene and sequence. So Bay State has the opportunity once again to ban a map, and Kent State is going to get to choose any other map kind that they want. The only restriction is none of the maps that have been banned so far, which are Temple of Anubis and now Volskaya. So we're just knocking out all of the 2CP maps. We're just going to go down that list apparently and get rid of them.
Seems par for the course, given 2CP's kind of standing in the community.
Yep, exactly.
Please
getting rid of it before Overwatch 2 gets here.
By the way, BSC Drake says, "Tell the guy with the beard he is the OG." Shout out to the guy with the beard.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate the shout out. Thank you so much. It's kind of true. I am the OG. I was I got my start in video games. My very first video game system was an Atari 2600. And I'm dating myself with this, and I actually I'm an OG Quake speedrunner from the late 90s. I cracked the top 20 of Quake.
My God.
Back when that started. So yep, he's right. I am OG, and thank you for the shout out in chat. Really appreciate it. And Kent State still selecting their map. No, take that back. The moment I say that, we have a selection in. We are going to be going to Hanamura, so we didn't quite get rid of all the 2CP maps. We will, in fact, be seeing one of them at least tonight. And Kent State, with their back up against the wall, this is where they are going to make potentially their final stand to stay in this match.
Okay, if you're Kent State, you think to yourself, okay, clearly we've tried the rush. It isn't working. Let's try some other stuff. And Hanamura, definitely a map where you can play something other than the rush. I wouldn't recommend it on second point. I do think rush is pretty good, but you could also play something like dive, double bubble, wrecking ball composition, something like that on the second point. But definitely on first point, there is a lot of potential for either double shield, bunker compositions, some wrecking ball stuff as well. I mean, Farah, maybe. Come on, I've been teasing it all season. She's really strong right now.
She is really strong right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or even if you don't want to go there, you can just pick the hero where you literally press a button and it's a beam, and if they're less than 50%, they just get mowed down. I mean, come on, there's so
Who
many
could you
options
be
here.
talking about there?
I
I
don't know.
wonder. uh, yeah, well, both teams look like they are just about ready to get into this map. And Hanamura, despite it being one of the lesser loved map types, I think it is a beautiful map. And I hope that
Oh, for
when
sure.
Overwatch 2 does roll around, that they do something with these maps. Maybe they
Yeah,
repurpose them for a different game type or something because,
yeah.
just so much work has gone into them already.
I actually, I don't like many of the 2CP maps. I think most of them are bad. I think Hanamura is the only good one, and also
Hmm,
it is also I would also say it's in like my top 10 maps because I
really?
actually really like that map. Yeah, it's just something. Second point is definitely annoying. I will say that it can be
Hmm.
annoying sometimes for attackers and defenders. But I still think it's it's a beautiful map, and the first point is pretty well balanced in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, if there was any map from 2CP that Overwatch 2 could keep, I would definitely want it to be that one because I really like the map.
Yeah, it is. It is a good one. We have a substitution coming in as well. We're gonna have Scatman coming in for Vortex on, let's see here, for Kent State. So gonna be seeing someone new in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give all your play. I mean, you want to give some of your players some play time. So I could see how this makes sense. Or this could potentially be a player that maybe plays something other than the diva, maybe more towards Sigma or something like that. So this could be a change simply just to give the player some play time, or this could be like some secret five-head strategy that like they concocted in their basement late at night reviewing VODs and just thinking to themselves, how can I win the game? How can I get my
Yeah.
Q faster?
Scribbling notes furiously in the dark, making
Yes,
pins on a pinboard, connecting
yes,
things like a,
connecting all
like a,
things.
yeah, like a, um, oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Conspiracy
Conspiracy
theorist.
theorist. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah,
We
there it
got
is.
there.
There it is. Um, but we've got on defense this time. It's gonna be instead of Bay State, it's gonna be Kent State coming out on defense this time, and they're going with a double shield look. I imagine we're gonna see a couple of different angles set up on the fire when you're playing with a double shield setup.
Yeah, double shield definitely. I mean, especially on this first point where there are so many places to set up, and it's going to be very important for Gold Dust here because now it looks like Bay State is going to be appropriately responding with a Wrecking Ball composition with a Pharah as well. So both of my wishes come true in that regard. So it's definitely going to be on Gold Dust to keep that Pharah in check, and also on Hades to provide damage. But look at this. Ab's already down. So great start coming in
My
for Kent right here.
Yeah, Kent State coming out with a vengeance right here, taking down two, but Neb finds Gold Dust winning out that Widow duel. The res does come in though, so Kent State going to be back up to 6, and Bay State just going to have to wait, and Faded might be caught out here. They
Yep.
get trapped by Lord Hades, and yeah,
Gotta
that is
love.
the bane of every Wrecking Ball's existence right there.
Yeah. I mean, not even just Wrecking Ball. I just love walking down a map and all of a sudden a Junkrat trap just sprouts at your legs and you lose automatically because you weren't paying too much attention to a random trap. Yeah.
So it
Can you tell
goes.
that I'm triggered?
I can tell just a little bit. I am a Wrecking Ball main as well, so I'm having flashbacks too. But right now, the story is that Bay State behind Infernal once again on this Sigma is going to be able to take a convincing fight win here just in their second fight of Hanamura. The res does come out from Infernal as well. Got to get your carry back in the fight.
Yeah, for sure. Inferno providing the charge right there, and Neb providing enough damage at an off angle where all of Kent State had to kind of situate themselves around the house right there for a little bit of protection from the Widowmaker, and they just kind of get melted down by the Pharah and the Infernal on the Sigma. So yeah, definitely good step coming out from here. Look at this, Neb just catches Gold Dust right off the bat. They're not even in
Jeez.
position to contest the point, and they're still just getting picks.
Yeah, Neb is just doing phenomenal work on this Widow so far. You're making a case for yourself too for that MVP. Here comes the Gravitic Flux though from Infernal. Kabe taken out of the fight. And now Kent State is just falling over. Bob committed onto the point. They're the last man standing. And that's going to be one tick and probably two before anybody can even hope to touch. Can McCree get there in time? Can Lord Hades on that Cowboy touch point? They get stunned by Infernal with an accretion and just step on for a brief moment. And 4:44 on the clock for Bay State. That is a mammoth amount of time.
Neb, let the other team play the video game. These are not bots. You cannot do these. These are living people that you are doing this to. I mean, but yeah, I mean, Neb with that opening shot onto Gold Dust. I mean, like, Kent is barely getting situated on the high ground of point B, where, I mean, if you're playing double shield, that is where you are required to be. That is where you're supposed to be. But then, yeah, you blink for 1 second, all of a sudden, your hit scan player is dead because Widow's using a cheeky kind of off angle right there. Great play coming in from Neb, and then the follow up on that from both Faded and Infernal. This tank line is looking pretty nice right now.
Yeah, it really is. Fate and Infernal just did a fantastic job, and I love seeing good Wrecking Ball play. I'm a Wrecking Ball main myself, so that makes me very happy and
Really,
excited
you haven't said it before.
Had I?
No, you haven't.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I was kidding.
Yeah. So excited to see that ball come out and start rolling around. And they're going to use it on the defense as well, which I feel like you don't typically see, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy. I gotta ask you, if you're a Wrecking Ball main, is it just like, is rule number one of Wrecking Ball mains is to just say, hey, I'm a Wrecking Ball main, this is what we do? Like,
yeah, because yeah, you kind of have to justify it because people don't want you to play him typically. You have to really convince people that it's worth your while to let you play Wrecking Ball. And Teleport comes out onto point from Kent State. They go there very, very quickly. They started to proc progress already. 6 members on the point. They've got 1 tick down already. Here comes Faded with a big slam, and the anti-nade from Abs is massive. And despite getting an early tick on the board from that TP, Kent State going to be forced to try again.
Yeah, it's an interesting composition we have going on right here because it's very dive heavy with both the Genji and the Echo coming in. And then Inferno's just still on the Sigma. He's the guy that just stays on point and peppers in the damage. And then when somebody goes low, both the Genji, Wrecking Ball, and the Echo are there to just pounce and obliterate people. But Neb getting caught out there, a little bit too comfortable, but I think he will get rezzed here because Mercy is in the background, or maybe not.
Oh my
actually.
gosh.
Maybe doesn't have it.
Look at that other massive anti-nade coming in from Abs. The Immortality Field had to be committed as well. Here's the Gravitic Flux now that it's over. Catches out 2 members, but Infernal is removed from the fight, and Kabe able to take out Woe and Gold Dust. With the picks like this, Kent State is primed to capture this first point. They've got some new life underneath them, but oh, sorry, I got the colors backwards. That's going to be a hold one more time from Kent from Bay State. My apologies right there.
It's okay. I've done that also a few times. I mean, Bay State, Kent State, give us some leeway here. But yeah, but if you're Kent State here, look at this composition. You're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall here, but now the ultimates coming in, they're gonna not be pretty.
No, that Nano Blade is just slicing through the rest of the members of Kent State. And that's just going to be another fast fight reset for them. They've got less than 2 minutes now to try and make some magic happen and get the rest of the other 2 ticks on this first point.
I guess the reasoning here is that, okay, let's just play comfort heroes, or let's just be as sustainable as humanly possible to try to make something out of all these heroes jumping in our faces here. Okay, Abs catches out Lord Hades. Not the best start.
Oh no, and also takes Scatman out of the show as well. So the other 4 members now of Kent State are kind of caught without anywhere to go. They're up a creek without a paddle right now, and that creek is right next to this first point of Hanamura. They've taken so long to rotate, though, that perhaps the members of their team are going to be able to get back. Charge comes in from Wild Thing. Scatman Sean goes down very low, though, on this Winston. They are eventually removed from the fight by Neb, but Lord Hades and Woe get a couple of picks. Here comes the sound barrier from Icarus, and now Bay State starting to fall. They're starting to have a little bit of trouble here as Kent State looks like they are picking up steam. Gold Dust finds a pick onto Faded. Here comes a duplicated Reinhardt, though, from Neb on the prowl, and it's so many more picks coming in once again for Bay State, but the respawn advantage firmly in Kent State's favor. And so with that being the case, they are gonna cap point one with just 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, thankfully the strategy of get to point and hope that you get a kill, it worked in the long run because of the spawn advantage. But yeah, now we have an interesting situation here where you're gonna have to attack second point with this. So Neb is gonna switch over to the McCree here. I'm assuming he wants to deal with this Doomfist Gold Dust a little bit easier. He is gonna get the Mercy Pocket as well. Look at this Coalescence initiation.
Yeah, you gotta love to see that. Here comes another Gravitic Flux from Infernal. Is it gonna get as much value as it did before? Not quite, but Kabe is there with the Nano Blade to just slice through what is left of Kent State. And they're gonna have to go back and try again. But crucially, they have 2 minutes and 40 some seconds to try and make that happen this time.
Okay, I mean, you can build Coalescence back up. That's perfectly fine. Lord Hades now switching over to the Tracer here. Wants to get a little more damage in onto these dives, but also Wild Thing is still on the Reinhardt. There's a little bit of tomfoolery going around here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this isn't just kind of a transitional comp. You know, they've got the Shatter coming online. They've got the Meteor Strike.
It looks like a
Those
ranked
two
comp, more like it.
looks like a what comp?
A ranked comp, more like
A ranked comp. Yeah, that's true too. Oh, Wild Thing is removed from the fight. They're not going to be able to use that Shatter this time around. Lord Hades gone as well. Kent State, again, kind of caught out here on this high ground. Anti-nade committed too, and that's going to be so problematic for Scatman Sean as they are removed from the fight eventually too.
I haven't even noticed that Kabe is on the Junkrat. There are just so many hero swaps being made here. It's actually kind of interesting to see what these players are kind of responding to with all of their wacky composition. And Abs is just, he doesn't care. He'll go into a Bionade right in front of a Reinhardt. I almost said Reinhardt. That's not the correct term.
No, that's not.
Don't listen to me.
And already though, Bay State has found a couple of early picks, so they may be able to start pushing on the point. Gold Dust though removed from the fight there by a headshot from Neb, and this fight is not happening anywhere close to point. They're getting spawn held now.
Yeah, this is not something you see every day.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, you gotta assert your dominance. You know what I mean? Like if you're having this much fun playing a video game, yeah, you're feeling it. You know, these players, they're feeling it. Scatman Sean committing the primal. He does get Neb, but obviously this isn't gonna go anywhere. Is he gonna be able to get? He might be able to get a tick here, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he'll
gonna
get a tick.
Yeah, before Faded is able to come back on the wrecking ball.
And if he can get out alive here, never mind.
That is unlucky because there's only 30 seconds left on the clock.
You have the opportunity to switch now. I don't know why you would, but you can if you want to. Okay, he's just gonna stay on here.
Oh, here comes another Gravitic Flux in from Infernal. Slams a few people down. Lord Hades is there, though, to get the clean up onto Kabe. And now with one pick, make that 2-3. It looks like Kent State has the opportunity to clutch this out. Bay State got a little bit too aggressive there. They got a little too cheeky, and now the Nano has to be committed onto Mekon. We see a Boostio, and with overtime clicking over, that's going to do it. Kent State does come back with the point capture.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Kent, you kind of just have to take advantage of the fact that your opponents are just kind of playing with you. Yeah, 4 minutes to 0 minutes and 0 seconds is, you know, a bit of a much to ask for Kent State. But, you know, wilder things have happened.
Yeah,
And
Kent
if
State
you're
can really
Kent
only
State-
play for the draw now.
But, I mean, if you're Kent State, what else have you got to lose? You know what I mean? At
Mhm.
this point, you're seething, you're mad, your opponents clearly aren't taking you seriously. Now is the time to buckle down and say, you know what? we're still playing seriously. We can still do this. And I mean, look at this. We're getting more double shield. Hades onto the Torbjorn. I'm interested to see what Gold is doing here. He might be doing like a May or a Pharah or something like that. No, he'll gonna switch. He'll stick onto Echo.
Yeah,
Or
that
my
the
bad,
Ash. Yeah, the Ash pick makes a lot of sense to me because you can use Bob to send them to point to keep it under your control if you need to. I also like the pick from Lord Hades on that Torb. It's going to help with a lot of the Pharah in the air from NEB. It's going to help zone out any flankers like the Wrecking Ball or Kabe on that Reaper. We do see a couple swaps coming in, and looks like we're taking a trip back in time. We've got
Yeah.
Hog Zarya coming out on the attack from Bay State.
Kabe with a cheeky little TP onto point. Probably a little bit of a trolling there, but yeah, I do think this is mostly a troll composition. But I mean, how much value are you gonna get against a double shield there? Unless Neb gets some good picks onto the front here. I mean, Scatman does go down just a little bit, but the support from Woe is gonna be keeping them up. So I think this is really gonna be a battle for Neb here. Faded gets Wow Thing.
Yeah, Woe is able to get the counter pick though, so tanks down on each side. But it's crucial the fact that there's picks in favor of Bay State because they're gonna have the spawn advantage. They just need to get one tick on the board, and already kills are coming in. Torb doing as much as he can to try and hold on, but he is picked off as well by Mikan with a point starting to capture already. Mikan moving to point as well. This looks like it's going to be the end for Kent State, and that's going to do it. Bay State with a phenomenal 3-0 victory over Kent State tonight.
Yeah, the last match I casted here for the All-Stars went to a map 5, actually, so a bit of a shorter cast time for me, especially.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the time to go and lie down and have a nice nap and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Bay State definitely showing their mettle here against the other collegiate team. Definitely took them to school there, if you want to go with that. Or not. You don't have to laugh if you don't want to. I thought it was pretty funny.
I like it.
Okay.
So, MVP, remember, we're going to be bringing in an MVP for an interview after the match, so get those last-minute votes in while you can. And to you,
my goodness.
What is this? What's happening in chat?
I just looked at the poll. It is a close battle going on for MVP, actually.
Is
a
it
battle
really?
Of the tanks, actually, yeah. A bit of both of these schools and their fan bases are coming in here and voting, because we got 165 votes for Infernal right now and 128 votes for Wild Thing, and everybody else has like 3-4 votes.
It is the battle of the tanks, and I love to see it. I love to see the tanks getting some love out there in chat. So that is fantastic. We'll let you know when that poll is closed. But in the meantime, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Do all those things. Hit the bells. Click the little heart. Push any button you want to on your computer, as long as you follow some sort of social media from one of us here in the casting booth, or any of Star Esports social media as well. We love seeing those follows and little subscribes come in, so keep those coming while we get this MVP tabulated.
Yeah, we'll get that right now. Alex MD from chat here is saying Kent State Joker arc inbound here, as they get knocked into the losers bracket. And I do gotta say, that would be a phenomenal storyline if they got knocked into losers bracket and just like suddenly ascended, like they took the red pill or something like that, and they just like began destroying people in lower bracket to make it back up to the point where they could once again challenge Bay State. But fiction is often much more entertaining than reality. But I mean, I liked some of the things I saw from Kent State here. I liked Wild Thing. I definitely do think he has some shots at deserving the MVP, and not just like as a meme kind of thing. I did legitimately like his Reinhardt play.
So did I.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of good stuff that we saw from Kent State side. Lord Hades got a lot of value as well. many times on the Junkrat. Most notably that I can remember, thinking back to like Control Center on Lijiang Tower, it had some good value there. I think Kent State has a solid foundation, and I think if they go back and they do some VOD reviews, they get in some more practices, get in some more scrims, I think they could be a very powerful player here. The scoreline was 3-0, and while the last couple of maps were maybe a little more convincing in favor of Bay State, Kent State took them pretty far on Control, and I think that's something that you can build on as well.
For sure, for sure. Well, it looks like our MVP has been decided. There was a pretty good argument for Wild Thing, but it is going to be the one player that is on everybody's mind from the last map. He is going to be joining us here shortly. It is going to be Infernal, the Sigma God himself, who is going to be the MVP for this match.
Yeah, congratulations to Infernal. Very well deserved. I mean, you came out with a vengeance, you came out the gates roaring on that first map with the 5K Gravitic Flux, and you did not let up one moment. So
I like to imagine that Infernal wasn't actually playing the video game. He was actually looking into the future and seeing where everybody would be grouped up, and then he said, okay, now is time to press Q, and it went from there. But we are gonna be having Infernal here with us today. How are you doing, sir?
I don't know. I'm chilling. Match is kind of boring.
Chilling.
Yeah.
No big deal. Sounds like no big deal. Just a guy here getting a 5K on Sigma that first map.
It's just the Infernal Gap. I'm sorry.
It was pretty incredible today. You popped off, to say the least. I mean, you came out with a fierce start on Control on Lijiang Tower, and you were finishing it with some fantastic plays as well on Hanamura. So congratulations on a stellar performance today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You bet.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal at all.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Just always in the kill feed. Just chilling.
What else
We do
am I
have a
supposed to do?
I don't know, just kind of feed.
I mean, I
That's
do
what
that
I do
too,
in my
but, like,
games.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm in Plat.
Same Plat high five of sadness. But more to the point, Infernal. Is okay. My first question is Sigma your main?
Well, for now, because I mean he's pretty good, but I'm very flexible of my off tanks.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I think Sigma is like probably the second best, like most fun off tank.
Ooh.
And
All right. Well,
really-
that begs the question: who is the most fun in your opinion?
I think Zarya is really fun. Ichi's is really fun.
Obviously, yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Can't beat a big
Actually,
Zarya beam.
I kind of want to inquire more about that. You think Sigma right now is better than Diva? Because we're seeing a lot of Diva play in pro play specifically.
It depends. It just depends.
It just
Depends on the team and what kind of comps they're in. But Diva is like probably the best off tank right now overall.
Okay. I like this. This guy's coming in here, shoving his Sigma in everybody's face. Like, no, we're not playing Diva today, guys.
Exactly. Well, now looking forward into the tournament, what is your plan as a team in terms of how are you going to increase your scrim days, your practices, any special preparations that you're going to do now that you're through at least this first round?
We literally don't have our hit scan. So
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
yeah, Neb's kind of filling in. He's like our flex player. He plays whatever we want. But our actual hit scan is gone for a week.
That's
Jeez.
pretty funny.
So this
actually.
isn't even your final form, is what you're saying?
No. It's gonna be different, way different. Like everyone's here just chilling, playing Muck all day.
Yeah, gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, was there any point in this match where your team felt like you were on the back foot, where you felt like you were in trouble? Now, as the match went on, you seemed to grow stronger and stronger. So, how were you feeling after that first one? Were you feeling pretty confident?
The first map was like kind of like messy because everyone we didn't have a warm up, and our main support was literally came in right as.
Oh.
So it was
I
it
see.
looked kind of rough at the beginning, but it didn't matter.
Gotcha. So you just didn't have time to warm up. So that was just kind of stretching, getting warmed up, getting the creaks out, things like that. Then.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, do you have any other questions for him, Artagy?
No, I think we're pretty good here. Just
Well, then
one
let me
final
finish
thing,
off.
Yeah.
Let me finish off with one more question. Then, any shout outs that you want to give to anybody on your team, anybody back home, at your school, family, friends, inanimate objects, pets, whatever.
Shout out to Abs. He won his EU contenders game earlier today.
No
Yeah,
way.
I saw
Yeah.
that actually. I
That
was
is
gonna say,
huge.
like, is that the same abs from EU contenders? I was wondering
It
that
is
in
the
the
same
back of my
abs.
mind. I was
Now
wondering
those-
that. I was convinced it wasn't because I was like, oh, it's a collegiate. I mean, I don't know, but
Now
that's
those-
kind of crazy actually.
Yeah, that is. And now those biotic grenades make a lot more sense because Abs, in my mind, was also a standout player as well. In my head, at least, it was between you and Abs Infernal. So,
Sure.
yeah, very cool to hear that. Congratulations to them and good luck. Can't beat that coming out with 2 wins in a day.
Yeah. I think he's feeling really good.
Excellent. Well, we're
This
gonna
win
let you
definitely
go.
means more to him than the EU contenders thing, for sure, right? Like, definitely this one.
Yeah. Alright,
Star
cool.
Esports for the win. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna let you get back to your team and celebrate. GG's.
All right, GG's. Thanks for the match in the tourney.
Yeah, you bet. All right, well, we are just about going to wrap things up here. But before we leave, just wanted to plug those socials again. Follow on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, anything you can think of, anything where you see Star Esports. Follow myself and Artagy as well. Our Twitters are right down below us, I think. And if they're not, we'll get them to you in chat. But before we close things out, do you have any final words for us, Artagy?
Yeah. Go watch Shang-Chi. It's really good.
I have not seen it yet. I will do
Yeah,
that.
it's
I've
good.
been planning.
go
I've
watch
been
it.
thinking about it. I will do
Yeah,
just that.
Just go watch it. Do it.
Just
are you
watch
doing?
it, forehead.
I'm gonna go watch it right now. Okay, bye. I'm gonna
All right. Well, Artagy has left the building, and with that, we are gonna close things out. Once again, my name is Warren Jugglegod Hammond. Been joined on the mic by Artagy, who is now going to watch Shang-Chi. Oh, he is back just in time for me to say GG's and see you next time.